Colonial Rivalries, a world already at war. World War I is often described as a European war, a conflict born in Sarajevo, fought in the trenches of France, decided by alliances in Europe. But that story is incomplete, because long before the first shots were fired in 1914, the world was already divided, conquered, exploited, and angry. This was not just a European crisis, it was a global rivalry, decades in the making. Empires that spanned the world. By the late 19th century, Europe did not merely rule itself, it ruled the world. Britain controlled territories on every continent. France ruled vast lands in Africa and Asia. Germany, newly unified, wanted colonies of its own. Belgium held brutal control over the Congo. Colonies meant wealth, raw materials, markets, prestige. And in the language of empire, prestige was power. To lack colonies was to appear weak. The scramble for Africa. Nowhere was this clearer than in Africa. Between 1880 and 1914, nearly the entire continent was divided among European powers. Borders were drawn in distant capitals with no regard for culture, language, or history. The scramble for Africa was not peaceful competition. It was aggressive, ruthless, and deeply destabilizing. Every inch claimed by one empire was an inch denied to another, and resentment spread. Germany, in particular, believed it had been cheated, locked out by older empires that arrived first. This grievance would not fade, it would harden. Germany versus Britain, the naval rivalry. Colonial rivalry wasn't fought only on land, it was fought at sea. Britain's power rested on its navy, the largest in the world. To challenge Britain was to challenge its lifeline, and Germany did exactly that. The construction of massive battleships, dreadnoughts, sparked an arms race that terrified London. Every new German ship was seen as a threat. Every British response confirmed German fears of encirclement. This wasn't paranoia. It was strategic reality. Two empires cannot dominate the same oceans peacefully. Flashpoints around the globe. Colonial rivalries produced repeated international crises. One of the most dangerous occurred in Morocco. Germany openly challenged French influence there, not once, but twice. The Moroccan crises humiliated Germany diplomatically and strengthened alliances against it. Each crisis ended without war, but each one raised the stakes. Trust evaporated, diplomacy hardened, suspicion became permanent. Every power began preparing for the moment talks would fail. The Ottoman decline and the Middle East. While European empires competed overseas, another empire was collapsing from within. The Ottoman Empire, once dominant, was losing territory rapidly. Its decline created a vacuum. Britain, France, and Russia all eyed its lands. The Middle East became a chessboard of future promises, secret plans, and imperial ambition. Even before World War I began, the post-war world was already being imagined. This wasn't foresight, it was opportunism. Colonies turn a European war global. When war finally came, it did not stay in Europe. Colonial empires dragged their territories into the conflict. Millions of soldiers from Africa, India, the Caribbean, and Asia were mobilized. They fought and died for empires that denied them rights at home. World War I was global not because it spread accidentally, but because empire made it unavoidable. A year already divided. By 1914, the world was already carved up. Resources were contested, sea lanes were militarized, trust between empires had collapsed. The assassination in Sarajevo did not create this tension, it merely revealed it. World War I did not turn global after it began. It was global before the first shot. If this changed how you see World War I, there's more beneath the surface. Subscribe to Hidden History Fact Vault for history explained, not simplified. Was the war inevitable once empires went global, or could rivalry have been contained? Share your thoughts. Next, secret treaties, the promises that locked the world into war.